Grateful Dead clothing world, it's very difficult to set yourself apart from the pack.
Yeah.
It is not an easy feat, and our friends over at Shop Tour Bus have done just that. I urge you to head over to shoptourbus.com or at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram. Take a look at what they're doing, man. It is different than any other Grateful Dead apparel out there, period.
They have a new addition to their apparel, which is a coffee mug and an updated sticker pack to their repertoire of awesome Grateful Dead inspired lyrical songs told in clothing.
No, first of all, you can't wear a coffee cup. I guess you could wear a sticker if you wanted. That's not
I said they
that's
added
merch.
well, yeah, but like they're because it's an
coffee
apparel
cup would
brand.
make a cute little hat.
It can
Okay.
absolutely
Sure.
But
Anyway,
I mean,
or
if
you can like put a necklace around it and like hold it around like
it's
Okay.
Like
if you're
Flavor Flav
tired
used to
of having that same old steely shirt that everybody has, this is where you can go find something that stands out. It raises questions. Every time I wear mine, people are like, "That is dope. What is it?"
go over and take a look at what they're doing. ShopTourBus.com. And hey, your order comes in a hand-designed box with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside, and some of you are even going to get a Grateful Dead cassette tape bootleg miracle in your order. And you're getting free shipping when you put in the promo code
No Simple Road, which is all one word.
when you're checking out. Put that in. You're going to get free shipping from the family over at Shop Tour Bus. No Simple Road is stoked to have Sunset Lake CBD back with us as our sponsor. Sunset Lake is the real deal. If you've looked around trying to find CBD and it just didn't do what it was supposed to do, this is the place you need to go. They've got every kind of product you can imagine, including CBD tinctures with sleep gummies that are great for getting to bed, CBD gummy bears and reishi-infused chews that can help bring you a little bit of calm in a stressful day. They've got salve. They've got smokable hemp flower that's great for folks like me that don't want to get stoned and paranoid but want to have the benefits of cannabis. Well, now you got it. And they even carry CBD products for your pets, man. I'm saying this is Darwin approved stuff. Go over to sunsetlakecbd.com and check out the full range of what they have. This is Vermont grown, right to your door, and they're giving you 20% off. So put in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out. You're going to get 20% off your whole order. And I know you're going to love it. They even have subscription options open for you, so you don't forget to get your medicine. Go check out Sunset Lake CBD, everybody. Simple Road. It's pretty cool.
It is.
I
Really
love
cool.
it. If you guys are ever wondering, like, who did that music? That's Will Hansa from the band Escaper. That did that music for us. Hey, No Simple Road family, what's going on? This is Aaron,
And it's me. It's Mel.
and Apple's not here.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, wait for it. No, I can't do it. Anyway.
It's fine. Sometimes over here at No Simple Road, we have lives.
Well, and we got to pull an audible once in a while, and that's what's going on right now. So I'm going to give you all the lowdown on what's happening. This is not the weekly rewind you're listening to.
No.
Which is weird because it's Monday, and now you're thinking, I'm going to put on the rewind. And then, no.
This isn't it.
This isn't it.
This is the show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is. For sure.
And we have an amazing special guest with us today. Ric
Robertson.
What?
From his own amazing music from the Sam Grisman Project. He is the author of my current favorite song ever. You'll hear about that in this conversation.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know how like favorite songs come and go, and certain ones hit you good at a certain time. They hit right, and then other times it's just regular. And this is during this period in my life, for whatever reason, that particular song that I'll play when we go into the conversation is the one for me. But here's what happened. Last night we recorded this Monday's weekly rewind, and then this morning I realized that we fucked up, and we were supposed to put Ric's episode out on Friday, and we didn't. And he's on tour right now.
Yes,
and we want to help promote his tour. So
absolutely,
we are pulling an audible. Go ahead, Mel. Are you pulling up the tour?
I'm pulling up the tour right now.
Well, I got
and
it.
It's right. I got it too.
Okay, go for it.
Well, tonight, tonight in our world, but when you guys will be hearing this, it won't be. So, let's see. What date?
Start on the 9th.
Okay. The 9th in Syracuse, New York.
At Funkin' Waffles.
All right. At the 10th in Brooklyn, New York.
At the Sultan Room.
The 11th is Washington, D.C.
At the Hamilton
April 13th, Brattleboro, Vermont. Brattleboro.
At the Stone Church.
And then April 14th in Sellersville, Pennsylvania.
At Sellersville Theater. So go, if he's coming through, if you live close to one of those places, well, if you live on the East Coast, you're close to all of those places. You have no excuse. Go see Ric play. He has gathered a pretty amazing group of musicians around him to tour. And I can tell you from personal experience of going and seeing the Sam Grisman Project here at the Aladdin Theater, it was one of the most impactful concerts I've been to in a very long time. Ric is an incredibly talented individual and just a really sweet human being, man, after talking to him.
Multiple instruments, lyrical, like
genius.
I was going to say genius, but even he just has a way with words, truly, and has even videography. Like, he's a very talented, creative individual, and love talking to him about his creative process and just his career and his spiritual practice, which music is his spiritual practice. And
which you don't hear that very often.
No, I don't think that we've ever heard it like that. Like, we've heard other artists reference their music and, spirituality intertwined, but never as their spiritual practice. And that's pretty unique.
Very. So I can't wait for all of you to hear this. And like I said, if you're close to where he's playing, or if you live in one of those towns, just take the time, go see him. You're going to be extremely stoked that you did. You're going to want to call me on the phone and say thank you for telling you to go see it, because it's going to be one of the best nights of music you've ever experienced. I promise.
And Apple's not here, but he would absolutely tell you to go over to YouTube and check out his videos. His videos are amazing. They're funny, they're fun, they're colorful, they're different. So it's kind of nice too when an artist still puts out videos.
Makes art.
Yeah. Like, they make a song and then they're like, oh shit, I'm going to put out a song or video with my song. So that's Ric Robertson right there. He does that still.
All right. So here's the deal. We're going to do some business and then we're going to get you to this conversation with Ric. But so here's the deal. Follow No Simple Road at No Simple Road on all the social media platforms. Hey, if any of you out there happen to be the golden ticket winners and you are going to the Sphere to see Fish, we're going to the Sphere to see Fish.
We're
excited,
golden
Mel?
ticket winners, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a golden ticket.
We totally do. If you're going next Monday on the 15th, we are going to be releasing a tandem episode with the Venue Llama podcast, all about the Sphere, Las Vegas, what you need to know before you go. We have a special guest that's going to be in the studio that has been to the Sphere, so they can give you a little bit of the lowdown of the seating sitch and where to not stand up and take psychedelics and all that fun info.
An awesome opportunity. Everybody's going to be new at the Sphere. Well, maybe not everybody, but a huge portion of us. So nobody knows what's up. And it's nice to get an insider about what to do, what to expect, where to stand, all the what's.
And we're gonna gather, some after party information, tell you where you can get cheap food and drinks. We know
Eggy's gonna be performing, that's for sure.
Did I see Dogs in a Pile?
Dogs in a Pile are gonna be performing, and also they're gonna be having a party, a DJ party over at Jammin' on Tie-Dye. There's going to be a lot happening. So we'll, like Aaron said, we'll gather intel and let you know what to do each night.
And remember that, we originally were vomited out of the desert of Vegas up into
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, we were birthed out of the desert of Vegas up into the forests of Portland. So we lived there for going over like 30-ish years. So we know some hot spots there. So stay tuned.
Things are different though, but we will get our intel out there and let you know. Stay
tuned. That'll be next Monday. And then there was something else I wanted to tell all of them. This Friday, we're going to be releasing our interview with John Barber.
Yeah, John Barber, the Disco Biscuits. Yeah. He came on and we talked.
Mr. Gutwillig.
That's right. We talked about all kinds of fun stuff. We talked about his the opera, and that already happened.
Yep.
So this was right before that. I think it was gonna be like that weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a couple of days leading up to.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. It was a super fun, awesome, and he was a returning guest. Man, we love you, John. Thank you.
And last but not least, in the not normal No Simple Road business section, on April the 10th, stay tuned to the No Simple Road Instagram. We have something special coming from our sponsor over at Melt Mushroom Chocolates. There might be something going on that day that you'll want to do before you head to the Sphere. So stay tuned to the Instagram for that and all the other stuff. Go to our Patreon, sign up for our Patreon at No Simple Road. I'm sorry, www.patreon.com/No Simple Road. Jesus Christ.
That's all right. Sometimes it doesn't
smashed.
It doesn't come out easy sometimes.
Hey, No Simple Road costs $1 a month. Did you know that? But it's the honor system, and that's how you pay for it. You go to patreon.com/No Simple Road. So go leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts. Call the Tepid line 971-808-1524. You can go to our website, sign up for our newsletter, get merch, get a tarot reading from Mel and I, all the stuff that happens on No Simple Road. The most important thing, though, that I have to say is please tell somebody that you know and love about No Simple Road so that the mycelial network of this community of lovely people
continues.
Yeah, to grow.
And, we got a little email from a listener recommending a friend of theirs to be on the show. You guys can do that too. If you think that you have an awesome friend who may be a musician or some creative type or somebody that's super interesting that would match the No Simple Road, vibe.
Ethos.
Yeah. Send them our information or let us know about it so that we can get some new, fresh faces on No Simple Road.
The recommendation was for us to have the hosts of Degreased. It's the Degreased Ghosts podcast, the sober group that follows the kitchen dwellers around, and we're working on scheduling a time to get them on the show. So that's the business. Mel, do you have anything to tell anybody?
I just want to say you're welcome for us introducing you to Ric Robertson if you don't know about him. And if you do know about him, you're welcome for this awesome interview. And Ric Robertson, thank you so much for coming on No Simple Road and making our days brighter.
And being a dope human being and a talented person, man. So everybody, let's give it up for Ric. And without further ado, Aaron and Mel give you Ric Robertson. It's not the same without Apple, is it, Mel? It doesn't hit the same. Anyway, everybody, you get it. Here comes Ric.
In the gutter and another in the sky. One is made up of the muck, the other of the light, reflecting on a spectrum through a recent rainy sky. While the mucky one is coming from the oils running dry, it's exhausting from the pipes between the tires, by the bumpers on the backs of all the cars that are driving toward the stickers stuck upon a stop sign. sitting at the edge of the block. I'm sitting here singing about anything to keep myself from thinking about you. Thinking about you. Babe, what can I do? There's a Fibonacci sequence that I've heard about, but don't know why I thought about just now. I looked it up and found it's basically a pattern based on adding up the numbers as they come. They just get bigger. If you draw it out on paper, it begins to make a spiral that keeps spinning down and spinning down forever. And that's just about as long as I thought we would be together. Oh, I didn't mean to do those things I did to hurt you. Now I'm sad and singing about anything to keep myself from thinking about you. Thinking about you. Babe, what can I do?
Did you just not admit him?
No, I did. What's up, Rick?
You just tell me to lay down?
No. I mean, you can if you want, man. He's talking to the dog, bro.
If you need to, Rick.
Well, however you want to be comfortable is fine with us.
Our dog is wandering.
no, out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Darwin.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we have dog issues. Stay there, man.
that was funny. Okay.
What's up?
How's it going?
It's going good, man. Now that we have our dog issues taken care of. Where are you at, Rick?
I'm in Mount Morris, New York, in my house.
Right on, right on.
So I'm out up in kind of between Rochester and Buffalo.
Okay, all right. I got you.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I hit record. Yeah, I did. Cool. I know what I'm doing. Look at me.
All right. Well, let's start off.
It's good to meet you, man. My name's Aaron.
Likewise. Hey, Aaron.
Good.
And
to meet.
I'm Apple.
And my name's Mel.
Mel?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice to meet y'all. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, we're
man.
excited.
Absolutely.
Rick,
Yeah.
you well, before I gush, tell everybody who you are and what you do, man.
My name is Ric Robertson, and I'm a multi-instrumentalist and singer and songwriter. And I guess
That's it. That's it.
Definitely.
That's more than enough, actually. You've written my favorite song.
whoa.
For real. You guys
He's been playing it all weekend.
you guys did it at the Aladdin Theater here in Portland when you played here, Thinking About You.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. But it's amazing to me that you can lyrically do what you did there.
It's yeah, that one's kind of a wonder to myself.
I was hoping you were gonna be like, oh, I write stuff like that all the time.
No, I honestly, I mean, yeah, I mean that opens a whole wormhole. But basically, I wish I knew how to do it all the time. I'd probably do it a lot more, but I try all the time.
I that was the first time I had heard it, and I was like, I think I even asked you at the show. I was like, is this a Dylan song? And everybody around us was like, no, we've never heard it before. And then afterwards, I did a little digging. I was like, holy shit, man! Like, okay, to be able to the way that it unfolds one thing into the next, but it's all connected as one coherent thought and verse is astounding to me, man. So thank you for writing my favorite song right now.
Thank you for loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Speaking of loving it, this morning, Aaron shared that listened to the new album twice this morning.
Oh, wow.
Dude, wow, man. Like your other albums are fantastic also. And then this one, just to get to, thank you for letting us listen to it early. Because it's not coming out till like July, correct?
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for right now. It should be July release, and the first single will be out at the end of April.
Okay.
Uh,
Every
yeah.
song I listened to after the first time list, I came down to Aaron. I was like, dude, every song is a winner.
Yep.
I was like, I can't pick a favorite, but if I had to, just because of kind of the humor, it was Shellfish Bastard.
Yeah.
Was just great. And the lyric, you just have a way with words and lyrics, man.
Oh, well, thank you all for listening. I'm really excited to share that album and the songs on there. And yeah, that was a journey to make that record. And it was, I guess, in around Christmas time of 2021 that we recorded that. And it was all live in a room,
Oh wow.
over a week. And so we've just been sitting on it waiting to put it out. So it feels like sharing a snapshot in time.
That was
Yeah.
that was a fucking weird time too. That was a
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
nobody expected that shit at all. It was
Yeah.
I remember Christmas time of 21 was like you felt like the thumb screws were all the way down at that point. Like, okay, this enough's enough, man.
Yeah.
I need to go outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're putting out something that was recorded a while back like that, does it still feel new to you? Are you sitting at home and you're sad that you couldn't go on spring tour for Fish or whatever? Well, I got the cure for you. Head over to Northbound Coffee Roasters. They have their own spring tour going on with coffees from all over the place. This is the best damn coffee on the planet, period. Northbound Coffee Roasters is family owned and operated.
Ooh.
They're out of Mount Shasta, California. They have a combined 22 years of coffee experience, and the owners, Keith and Jen, have 600 plus Grateful Dead and Fish shows between the two of them.
Wow.
They specialize in specialty organic coffees. They have a huge variety of roast profiles, blends, and single origin offerings to match the taste of just about anybody who enjoys a cup of coffee. Head over to northboundcoffee.com to learn more. Place your order today. They ship anywhere in the U.S., and their coffees are always roasted to order to ensure that you get the dopest, freshest cup. Use the code NOSIMPLEROAD at checkout for free shipping on your first order any size, anywhere in the U.S., and make sure to sign up for their newsletter, man, so you get those extra deep discounts and all kinds of news from them. It is literally the best stuff you can put in your coffee cup. Trust me, I've tried them all.
Yeah. This has changed our mornings.
Yeah, and our afternoon and our evening. Yeah.
That is true.
It is true. So go check out Northbound Coffee Roasters. You will be happy, and you will have the fuel to be the headlight on a northbound train.
That's a great question. If I guess I'd say the more honest a song feels, and as correct, I don't know if that's the right word, but as they can feel,
Mm-hmm.
the more new it is every time I play it.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
that record is filled with some songs that still feel new, and been lucky to be on the road with the SGP and get to play a lot of those songs and watch them change. And they're also sort of designed and approached in a way where I really like to see what musicians do with them without being told what to do.
Mhm.
And they have sections that can open up. And so in that way, yeah, they do feel new. And at the same time, I'm always writing, and I'm always kind of looking to the next batch. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of right now. And I would say the more I'm writing and the more new songs I write, the more my old songs feel new.
Oh, shit. Okay. I guess that kind of makes sense.
What got you started writing?
Well, I don't know. I guess, man, I have like early memories of just making up really, kind of kitschy, shitty songs with my friends when I was like 8.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I was always interested in pop culture and sort of raised by pop culture in a way. In the 90s, MTV and
Yes.
Nickelodeon and all of it, And so there were certain things I saw, rock stars and stuff, that it just looked exciting. And I think music was always happening in my head, and I was playing piano when I was a kid. So I don't know, my first like real memory of writing a song, deciding to do it, and then performing it was in 7th grade. Me and my buddy was this punk rock drummer. You know, that was that phase for me.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
And that punk rock too, like Green Day and, you know, Blink 182, some maybe older,
Okay.
more stuff, but at least Sublime and whatever. Anyway, we wrote a song about Evian bottled water. And we performed it in the talent show, and that was a big moment.
Really?
I don't know why.
I mean, it's kind of cool to think that you can write something about an Evian bottle and that be like a good light bulb moment for you. Like, what?
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it was stupid, but it was also like we did something and then we did it in front of everybody and everybody's like, yeah, they're doing it. You know, it was that feeling.
Yeah.
Everybody was in it together. And, you know, I'd had other like knacks for performing, I guess, when I was younger, just in front of my family. And yeah, I'm sort of a shy person in a lot of ways, but something about being on stage, I feel more like myself sometimes.
Speaking of microdosing,
We were.
well,
nice segue.
yeah, hey, check me out. I would urge all of you that are listening to No Simple Road to head over to our sponsor on Instagram, Melt Mushrooms, at Melt Mushrooms, MELTMUSHROOMS, the finest mushroom chocolate creator on the planet.
And not just that, they have capsules and they have gummies.
Mhm.
And in addition to their chocolates, they created a little micro mini.
Yes, all these things, 9 different flavors of chocolate, 4 grams of their sacred mushroom blend, plus a bunch of other adaptogens and functional mushrooms in there to help get the job done. And here is what you're going to do. Go to Instagram, throw them a follow at Melt Mushrooms, shoot them a DM, say, hey, No Simple Road sent me. They're going to send you a menu. You tell them what you want. You're going to get 20% off
20% off.
your order this month, and you're going to feel great. It's just a win-win all the way around. So that's what I'm saying. Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
I mean, you guys are literally winning that are listening to the show right now. So go check out Melt Mushrooms. I completely understand what you're saying. Like, I deal with a level of like social awkwardness or social anxiety, I guess you would call it. Like, and the last thing that I would pick for myself would be talking to strangers for a thing to do. But for some reason,
the public.
yeah, and then letting everybody else listen to it, like that seems
Right.
insane. But for whatever reason, like you just said, when I'm doing this, I feel like I'm in my skin the most I can possibly be ever.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest. Like I always say, it's like I'm an introvert that hides my introvert by being an extrovert.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
it's like
That's true.
I don't know what that is in us, dude. That's like that. But when I'm curious with the writing thing, man, like when you sitting down to write a song, for you, is it one thing? Are you trying to tell a story? Or are you trying to get like a feeling out? Is it both?
Yeah, it's a certain feeling that's trying to get out. I'm really trying to get to the point where the song is leading the way.
Oh.
What do you mean by
That's
that?
interesting.
Well, it seems in my experience of doing it over and over again that it, at some point with enough time and commitment and the right variables, something happens where it clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, until that happens, I still have to show up to do the practice of writing, which includes a lot of different things. Everything from like walking in circles to like not thinking about the song or reading or listening to records, you know, that's all passively writing. If I'm in the space where I'm in the deepest part of myself, that's what the time is set out for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of forcing these situations so that the unforced thing can happen.
Whoa.
It's like sitting down to practice until you can finally like
Hit the
any
flow.
instrument. And then now
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
okay, now I'm playing.
Yeah. Yeah. and it is a practice, and it's a spiritual practice of, for me, a lot of what comes up is learning to differentiate between judging the work and judging myself, which is painful, you know?
Well,
And
yeah,
so-
we are our own worst critic all the time.
Yeah,
and
all day.
And I don't know about you, but the imposter syndrome thing, all of it, like all that shit.
So
Big time.
what does that look like in practice? Like when you're not judging yourself, but you're the content of what you've created.
Well, I guess that becomes easier when the thing happened that I said earlier, like when the song starts to take the lead.
Yeah.
Then it just feels like this other thing that I'm engaging with.
Wow.
But again, that can take, I'm in sort of a writing mode right now, and I probably had 10 days of like nothing clicking, but still sitting in the studio all day, like I'm writing.
I'm at work.
You know, it feels, 6 days into that, it feels kind of crazy. And you go through the whole thing of, am I writing? Will this ever happen again? You know, I've probably lost it. But anytime I've done that, if I commit enough time, something happens after so many days in. And so it's not like I don't have kind of kindling for the fire before that. In those days, I'm always writing down little lines or just things that strike me as interesting.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have read that new Ric Rubin book that came out last year.
Mel got it for me for Christmas.
No.
It's my birthday, Father's Day, something.
It's some
I got it
random-
for something. It's fucking amazing. He's
Amazing.
Yeah. That guy
And
is from another planet.
Yeah, and I've read other books in that vein. You know, The Artist's Way. There's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, The Artist's Way is amazing as well. It's a great
there's
writing
one-
book.
Yeah, it's a great one. And there was one by Elizabeth Gilbert called Big Magic that was really good. But that Ric Rubin one puts it really succinctly, everything he says. Why did I bring that up? What did you ask me? I forget.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay.
No.
It
It was you,
my
Mel.
bad.
It was me, but we were talking about writing and getting in that. The judging part.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so the judging part, yes. We're talking about how to switch. Well, yeah, he talks a lot about that. I was saying I have a lot of kindling. Like I'm always writing down things. He says it in that book in a nice way, which is why I brought it up, that things that have a charge.
Yes.
It also, it kind of relieves the whole thing of like, you know, this is profound. You don't have to know why you're attracted to it. So I read a lot. I underline things I read that I find interesting. I talk to people and try to listen for things that strike me as interesting. And then musically, I have a million seeds. So,
Wow.
you know, I'm always playing with ideas, but a lot of the time it's like, I know this isn't the thing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like-
I got you.
I'm entertaining myself, which is fine, but it's not meant for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then something happens 10 days in where it's like, you know, a lot of times I'll be writing one song and certain variables transform. I'm like, oh, that's the song. You know, sometimes I have to write and finish a whole idea just to get to the tiny thread of something really good. Which
Wow.
then there is a moment when a charge really hits and I can just see the whole song, and then I can spend 3 days just like nailing it.
Well,
It kind of reminds me of like cooking something like extensive with a lot of like layers to it. Like you got to let the thing rest. You got to come back and you got to butter this and you got to put the oven on, preheat and all this stuff. And then finally you can kind of smell the creation and like see it like rise, you know, like, but you got to do all these things first.
But you can't be the oven.
Yeah.
Wow. And the finished product is for you to taste and to ingest.
do me a favor, Mel.
right.
Write down "Don't be the oven."
Don't be
That's
the
going to be the
oven.
name of this episode for sure. For sure.
You can't. I mean, you know, you have to trust it. It's all the trust, and that's again why to me it's a spiritual practice. It's a devotional thing, and I've had to bring myself back to that over and over and over again because, you know, things get in the way, like capitalism
Eating.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Paying the rent. Yeah, man, I hear you.
It like pulls you
Intellectual
out.
property, all these silly things that, you know, I don't necessarily believe in, but it's like it's real.
Yeah.
Well, how do you wrestle that? Because I mean, it's a frustrating thing, but it's necessary. Like, we love to hear your music for free, but you need to eat, so we need to pay you. And you know what I mean? Like, there's all these like things that affect how we would ultimately like to live, but we need to do these things. How do you kind of, maneuver around that?
It's changed over the years, and I've made my living as a musician. That's all I've ever done, actually. So I'm about to be 30. And in that, I've done a lot of different kinds of things, from like, mostly playing weddings full time, lived in New Orleans for 7 years, played on Frenchman and Bourbon Street every day.
Oh my God.
Toured with side person in bigger bands on the bus, taught, and so that's all that balancing act and that wrestling. But I will say the most recent thing that's helped with that balance is starting this band with Sam Grisman, the Sam Grisman Project. And that's been just incredible blessing, and just like so much gratitude to my brother Sam for this. But that's created this space where we can fill some void, I guess, that was somewhere that we were semi-aware of. And certainly Sam kind of clued me into that. And it's hard to say we're a cover band, but we are, in a way, even though we do original music. And that is one way of wrestling with the thing. Like, there's a whole obvious legacy attached to who Sam is and what he was really lucky to grow up around, and also has worked really hard to preserve the magic of all that. And then he's also a unique individual with his own beautiful artistic voice and an amazing bass player, natural musician. And then we met when we were young. So there's all these cool, like, organic factors that feel not disingenuous.
Right.
And at the same time, we're playing music by the Grateful Dead, Garcia Hunter stuff that his dad David recorded with Jerry Garcia, and then playing anything that those point to, which is
huge
old-time country music, bluegrass, music from New Orleans, and funk and R&B. It's Bob Dylan. It's everything.
Right. Yeah.
If you follow any of those lights, right? And then it's also our original music has been able to, in my song, Couple Songs a Night, have been able to slip in there. And so, yeah, for my personal life, that is like the very tangible picture of what that balance has become is in this moment.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, because what a beautiful place to find that. Like, what the band, like, I remember when we talked to Sam, the main thing, I mean, we talked to so many people, it's hard to remember all the content of conversations, but like, kind of like what you were saying, certain things will stick out, right? And one thing that stuck out so much was how proud he was of you guys, of his band and his friends, and like wanting to do whatever he could, whether it was his name or just any of his influence, to shed light on your talent. And then when you all get together, what spills out of that, whether you, like you said, a cover band, I think everybody loves cover bands, but then like you sprinkle these incredible lyrically charged songs from all of you guys. And it really does feel different. It feels, I don't know what to call it. Like you said, it's like it is a cover band, but it feels different than just that. There's something so deep about it.
Well, I know that sometimes talking about the magic can fuck the magic up, but I'm gonna do it anyway, man. I really like, I've been around Grateful Dead music for 30 whatever years, and when Jerry passed, it was a monumental life moment. It's as silly as that sounds. Some rock star passes away and it affects whatever. People listening know what I'm talking about. And not knowing if that thing was ever going to be back around, and just kind of keeping it alive through listening to live recordings and whatever, and going and seeing further and all that.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, that like seeing you guys at the Aladdin here, I felt the beating heart of that thing in a real kind of a way, in a real genuine, not forced, not contrived. It wasn't planned. You know what I'm saying? Like it was there because it wanted to be there, and because of whatever the ingredients of that soup is. Yeah. And I mean, obviously you know this, but what you all have with the Sam Grisman Project is a very special thing going on, man. I've been to a lot of concerts, Rick. Like, I've never seen a crowd in Portland, Oregon that respectful of the musicians playing, like that quiet and listening, and there's a reason for that, dude.
And the hooting and the holler, and like said, like you could hear a pin drop, and then all of a sudden everybody, woo, yeah, woo, woo.
We love it.
And that was kind of a rowdy crowd. The drinks were flowing like at most shows.
Oh, yeah.
People were spilling drinks. We had somebody pass out.
Yeah, somebody
in the middle of the
down.
floor when Sam stopped the show for a minute. But
that's right. Yeah.
And then it was right back to he finally got up and was like, I'm good. And then right back to the music, and you guys just approach it. It is so like with such respect and thoughtfulness. I think is part of it that grabs everybody.
The reason I said all that was to say that the music of Garcia Grisman, the Grateful Dead, it's a songbook, and I don't think that I wouldn't do yourself the disservice of saying cover band, man.
No. And that's why I was even hesitant to use that word. Yeah. And even now, like, just kind of backtracking how we got into the conversation, saying, how do I wrestle with capitalism? I was like, well, we started this other band, but that's a big picture conversation that's really cool. And it plays into, just my friendship with Sam has been this awesome journey. We've known each other since we were 14, and we've kind of gone through spells of living close together in places, and then years where we were living in different states and we're less in touch. Mm-hmm. But there's a combination of things happening there. He's really smart, and he's been in this business and around it his whole life. His dad's also like a fearless innovator, and artist, and amazing businessman. And so just knowing Sam, for me, he's really helped me navigate that wrestling with living in a capitalist thing. And also, like you said, he has so much awareness and pride in like everything happening around him. With the Sam Grisman Project, it's really cool because it translates to his like love for the musicians he's playing with, but also how he values the family and the community and the fans. Like, it's all one thing that wound up in the center of, but he's sort of, again, like pointing to everything around him and playing the bass. So he's supporting the whole thing. And so, I don't mean to say it's just a cover band, but what, Sam, I can, the word cover even, like I learn music all the time. I've played bar gigs, again, many years in New Orleans, 4 hours, back to back, different gigs, singing a million songs.
Right.
Super indie already. So kind of just bridging that gap, I guess. And what we're doing feels like a celebration and of music that we really love, of something that we really love. And so that's more of a way to say it than a cover band.
Yeah, man.
But at the time, it's a necessary and logical step in us being able to play what we want, and find some way to navigate the landscape of the music business, which is really difficult. And as someone who writes original music and has been there and back with trying to figure out how you get your foot in the door, it's relieved a lot of pressure for me to go viral or whatever that is.
Yeah, man. I hear you, brother.
Like, I meet fans in person, and we play for them, and we meet them, and we build them one by one. And, and it's been really magical, the four of us together for the last year. And right now in this moment, we're in this shift where the lineup will start rotating, and the four of us will still be on a lot of the gigs, but there'll be other people coming in, and I'll be touring with my own band some of the time. And so now it really is this kind of glowing space.
Ooh.
That Sam is, there's a lot of other great writers and people and friends that can step into this thing that's there now.
Wow.
And we'll all, so it's really exciting. It's really cool to watch it expand. And, yeah, I guess this all just sprung from the question of how you wrestle with
dealing with capitalism. But
yeah.
Yeah,
And this has been like the coolest thing to be a part of in terms of that. And it feels in its way like kind of outlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, man? Like, I think at some point there's a choice that we have to make as people that create stuff. And it's okay either way, right? There's no right choice, but like, you're either going to do it because you love it and you don't know what the fuck else to do with yourself.
Feel like you have to.
And create it for yourself first.
Yeah.
Or you do it because you want to make a bunch of money, and that's cool too. I'm no judgment, man. Like,
everybody's got to have a job, right?
I got to pay the rent. Dog needs to eat. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like, because I've wrestled with my own demons of like, how the fuck are we going to get people listening to the show? And like, we did all this great shit. Nobody's listening to it. No, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that like, when I let go of that, when I'm just like in the moment here with you and vibing and enjoying having a conversation and hanging out with my family and being present, that's when the magic happens. And that's without me even really doing anything. I'm just here being me. Like, that's
right.
it. And that's the thing. And who knew that it was that fucking simple?
I know.
There's like,
well, who knew is the art and the magic. That the art doesn't give a shit about any of that other stuff.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Well, because
it knows when you, so go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, creating an awesome piece of art that like you got yourself out of the way, that you allowed to come in, that is the payment.
That's it. It's on reward.
That's exactly it. Like you meeting that one fan that was like, that was my favorite song. Oh my God, I can't believe you freaking played the mandolin like that. Or I love your videos, or whatever that thing is like, because that's what I've realized is like, we're doing this because we want to do it, because we love you guys. We love musicians. We love artists. We love artist brains, how it works.
Yeah, man.
We love getting it out to people. And we realize through this that other people love it too. They love hearing about your day. You think that's boring about writing, and they're like, that's dope. Like, so we can put that out. And no, we're not making money hand over fist, but the money that we're making is the relationships with you guys and the people that actually do listen to show 152 and are like, holy shit, that was dope. I love learning about Sam and his dad, and, listening to Chris, and, it's its own payment. No, you can't eat off of that, but you can like live in your heart from that.
But I feel like,
and your heart can eat off of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, the more that you let go and kind of lean into that space of doing it because you love it and because you don't know what else to do and because it's for you, the universe kind of finds a way in that, and 100%. You will start being supported monetarily, and it kind of just comes together. And it's have you noticed, like, it's never the way you thought it was going to be? Like, it's always something else.
Yeah.
It's like the universe is like laughing at us all the time. Like,
they say that, like, so if you want God to laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah. Cosmic giggle. Totally, man.
I'm curious. I wanted to ask you something a little off point of the music, because I'm very interested in it. At the top of this, when you introduced yourself, multi-instrumental, this and that, and you're like, that's about it. Well, it's not, though, because you also do animation and like stop action. your videos from the past. I've loved those for a while, and I watched them all again, yesterday and today, kind of preparing. Yeah, I was just speak a little towards that, because they're amazing, those videos.
That was something that I guess I really got into when I lived in New Orleans. I made a couple music videos and just had so much fun with it. I've always loved movies and cartoons and stuff like that, and visual art in my own way, although certainly not trained in it. And so I made a couple music videos early on, one for a song called The Fool that's on my first record, and I had a lot of fun with that. And then I had this record, Carolina Child, recorded.
I just saw that video. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So cute.
Another one. Yeah, that's my nephew Kobe in a chicken suit.
I love it.
That's actually, so I made that video with my best friend from growing up, who's named Cameron Scoggins. He's an incredible actor and musician and writer and director and videographer who went to Juilliard.
Wow.
But we went to an arts high school together. We grew up always just listening to records and watching movies. That Carolina Child video, since you brought it up, that's actually one of my favorite things we've made, because we didn't really have a plan for what we were making. Started filming and we were like, well, we got this chicken suit and I should do something. So then the hot dog, and then as we made it over the course of the day, we were like, this is kind of profound. It's like, what's in the bag? And the kid, I don't know. That's the kind of shit. It's like what I'm saying. Yes. That's when you start doing something and then you're like, oh, this is what it is.
Yeah.
But, then I still, if I watch that video now, it feels new to me. That's bringing back that point.
Man, all the way back.
Like the more outside of forces that come into the thing, the more it has this quality of regeneration.
Wow.
But I guess, you were asking about making videos. So then I had that record, Carolina Child, and I had this EP called Strange World, which was like really funky. It's just 4 songs that are very inspired by my love for Parliament Funkadelic and Sly Stone and Dr. John and the Meters. And it happened to be, stuff that was co-written and these jams I had with these great musicians, Sam Freibush, organ player, and Nick Falk. And I was intending on putting those out, and then COVID hit.
Oh,
okay.
So all of a sudden it was like right there in March of 2020.
Wow.
And we had all the time in the world. And I had already had the idea to hire an animator for this Strange World thing to make 3 music videos for the EP. And then when I had all the time, I had a roommate in New Orleans at the time, this guy named Nick Maselli, who was like a bartender at the Maple Leaf. So we were all just out of work at home. And so him and I just dove in for 3 months and animated it ourselves, learned how to do it on YouTube. And it was so therapeutic during that time.
I'll bet.
What a cool thing to do with your time.
So fun. Yeah. And another buddy named Nick Shoulders designed these characters after we told him what characters we needed, and we printed them, turned them to puppets, and I just spent time figuring out how to do that. So that's what got me into stop motion. And then I made another stop motion after that by myself that was for Thinking About You.
Yeah.
And so that one was when I got into multi-mixed media kind of stuff. And and it's just been a journey of now it really helps my whole cycle. Like writing is one thing, it requires a lot of solitude. It's probably the most uncomfortable part of it, but it's really healthy. And it's sort of the most important part in a way. And then once the song's done, I can't wait to call the cats and make a session to record, because that's like my extroverted self.
Okay.
Well, I like to get records together, and then I love to figure out a few videos. And so that cycle, it could probably last me the rest of my life, I'd guess. It's also exciting still to me.
I love that you're still thinking of videos, because that's not like a lot of people just don't invest that time anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. And I have a couple new ones for this new record, and we made one for that Shellfish Bastard with my buddy Noah Gray, who's an amazing puppeteer, and he builds Muppets, which we did another video for a song called Sycamore Hill with Muppets that he made.
Yes,
and
that's
so
the one I was
dope.
telling you about. It's amazing.
And so we just did another one, like a sequel to Sycamore Hill, that's for Shellfish Bastard. That's all underwater puppets at the bar.
We need that dude's number for real.
That answer, I was going to ask.
I'll put you in touch.
Please
He's
do.
amazing. Yeah. No, he's like the only person I know who actually like went to school for puppetry.
We want to get puppets of the three of us
to be able to act things out.
I got you. I'll put you in touch.
Cool, man.
Right on.
On the one video too, the one that you did yourself. That's the one with the little rabbits and everything.
Yeah,
it is so adorable. But then it turns to you. I'm just curious, who was throwing the paint on you, and how much fun did they have doing that? Because it got pretty out of control.
Yeah, that was like my friends and my sister.
Because it started out like thoughtful, kind of like, and then next thing you're just covered, dripping paint.
Well, that's a funny story, man. My nephew, I have two nephews, Kobe and Rafi. Rafi's 3 and Kobe's 5 now. But when we did that video, I think Kobe was probably 1 or 2. And that was really traumatic for him. He was in the backyard at the time that they threw all that paint on me.
Oh, shit.
And it like, he didn't know what was going on.
Oh.
For the last few, as the next couple of years, he would bring it up a lot. Uncle Rick got painted, but we're not going to get painted. And he was okay. And paint didn't. I know. I sort of it was funny. It was sad, but it was also kind of funny.
It's actually really cute. Yeah.
And then he would have, he would just tell stories all the time about people getting painted, and he has a guitar and he painted it, and
Yeah.
But it was fun, but it was startling to a 2-year-old. He's like, what is happening right now?
That's an imprint for the rest of his life.
Yeah, Uncle Rick got painted.
I got painted.
In talking to you in the content of this conversation, man, like it's a trip to me to think about trying to balance the practice of producing art. It almost the way that you do it almost seems to me like you have to like walk this line between madness and not all the time of just like, and I know that can sound like grandiose or silly or whatever, but no, seriously.
It is. Well, it's why a lot of artists go actually crazy or get addicted to drugs and alcohol or whatever. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm not a huge believer in like normalcy.
Right.
So I think we all hear voices on some level, but yeah, it's, again, the nice way to put it would be it's a spiritual practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a pretty nice way to put it.
I like that. We all hear voices on some level, man.
Bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, you got to, and you just need to like figure out if what they're saying is beneficial or not.
Right.
Yeah, learn how to filter.
Sometimes they can have great ideas.
You said that you started playing music like at young. Is that like do you come from a musical family? Was that like put on you? Did you seek it out? Did you want to?
It was not put on me, which it's really cool. My parents were like really supportive, but I was something I found
on your own.
Yeah, well, there was a piano in the house, and I always was at the piano. And when I was 4 or 5, they were like, I guess get him lessons. It seemed like I was always beating on things and making sound. I was kind of just obsessed with sound and always playing the piano. My parents were music lovers, though.
Okay.
And my mom did play some when she was younger. And there was a time when I was a kid when she kind of got into guitar a little bit, but nothing. They were never playing around the house a lot. But they listened to a lot of records. My dad's like a voracious reader and loves lyrics, loves John Prine, and John Hyatt, Bob Dylan, could tell you the lyrics to all their songs.
Wow.
So I think her words came from like reading with my dad and hearing those records in the house. And music was a big part of their life and their relationship. They, in the 70s, were going to see the Dead. They were at the same Dead show. I think it was 1972 with the Allman Brothers, 73. You probably know about this.
Yeah.
RFK Stadium, maybe. And they didn't know each other then and they didn't meet there, but they were both at that show. And I think they went to some shows together and, we're sort of. So that stuff was in the house too, a little bit, although I wasn't into the Dead. I didn't really get into it till hanging with Sam.
So Sam was your entry into like the world of the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, except for that, like there was, it was always around, obviously,
right?
But it never really grabbed me. And music really I have to have a way in. there's still stuff like I know I love, but I haven't found the way in yet.
Right.
And I'm excited for the day that it happens because I know from a distance it will bite me. It just happens, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, totally.
I like knew that about Willie Nelson. I was like, I don't get it, but I will. And then one day it bit, and then nothing else would do for like 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that my way in was, yes, Sam, I will say, like he hit me to the Jerry Garcia band.
That'll do
And
it.
certain songs that he knew the songs would really grab me. So he said, you know, you should sing this song, you know, Mission in the Rain. And I listened to it. I was like, what? This song is crazy. What is this? And then, you know, I was just infected. And yeah, the stuff he did in JGB, I'll Take a Melody, Mission in the Rain. I knew Catfish John from Molding in the Way Records, but hearing his version, certain songs got me in. Then I got into the Dead, really the Garcia Hunter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It just, like a lot of it just, I fell into the space, and
You don't have to explain. I get it.
I don't know I don't know where I am anymore, you know?
I've been there.
How did I get
I'm
here?
still there. Shit.
Yeah.
Watching.
I love the writing though. I mean, really the songs, and it grabs me in a different way than a lot of other things that I gravitate to. Like some of my favorite writers are like, first of all, country writers like Willie,
Mm-hmm.
John Prine, Tom Waits, Randy Newman is like, you know, these are like my Mount Rushmore of writers that I love. But that's kind of a slightly different approach in a way. And so I was kind of caught off guard. I was like, about Robert Hunter's lyrics, like, why do I feel so much when I don't get it? I kind of get it. I don't get it. David Byrne's the same way.
Yep.
It's slow burn, you know? I actually heard an interview with John Mayer talking about it to Ric Rubin. And he said, which was interesting to hear how he got into the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Said it rewards the journeyman. I thought that was a great way to put it.
Shit.
It just does, you know, like it's not meant to get it immediately.
No.
And then the further you go, the deeper you go. And then I've always been interested in, well, psychedelics and the whole revolution in the 60s with that, and, you know, the beatniks and Neil Cassidy and Ken Kesey. And so then you add that on top of the music, it's just an incredible story.
Right. It
One of the greatest.
Yeah, it's like an epic. It reminds me of like the Odyssey or the Iliad or something like
Absolutely.
that. But it happened for real.
For real.
Yeah.
And like raining mythology and imagery, like they can't, again, it's the thing. It's like they didn't try to be the Oven.
No. And you know what's trippy about the whole fucking thing? Like, it's still going.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's like firing on all cylinders all the time.
Yeah.
Well, and you're
I'm
part of
somehow
it.
in it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Us too. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
That
No,
is-
it's again part of the magic of the Grisman Project thing is it's like it's just bigger than any of us,
Dude,
right?
and it's alive. It's bigger and it's alive. It's continuing to change form and recruit new hires and be, you know, it is. It
Recruit
does.
new hires.
Yeah,
all
all
the
the time.
Dude, we
Yes.
went we
We're a
moved,
virus.
we moved from Vegas. We lived in Vegas for 30 years. We moved from Vegas.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's all right, man. We made it out.
Yes.
We moved to Portland. And I remember like back when I was on tour with the Dead, like people would leave tour to go to the Oregon Country Fair, right? And I'd be like, why would you leave tour for a fucking fair, craft fair? Like, I don't get it. And last year we finally got invited and went to our first fair.
Yeah.
And the Saturday night of fair, we were sitting in this field watching the midnight show, which starts at 9:00. Figure that out.
Makes sense.
And I realized that I am sitting in the midst of an acid test. I'm at an acid test that's been going on for 50 years.
Yeah.
In the forest, once a year, this thing is still happening. And it really impressed upon me, like, the scope of the thing and the longevity of it, the legs of it, because it's just as vibrant, alive, and going as it was when they were doing the acid test back in late 60s. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, nobody's in control of it, and so it.
No, there's no, definitely
No,
not.
definitely not. Yeah.
It's a natural phenomenon and a cultural phenomenon, and for better and worse. You know, that's another part of it, you know. And
it's like an ongoing chaos that is somehow controlled. It has its own lane.
Yeah.
Do you feel like,
and sometimes I resent it, and then I come back and I got them right in the right place at the right moment, and it's like church. It's like your parents.
I can feel that. Yeah.
Like,
they were fucking right. I'm not listening to you. God damn it. Yeah.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I feel like
wow, that's profound.
Yes. The longer I'm around it too, like, it's really a frequency thing. It's like it really is a vibrational deal. Like,
yeah.
It just you kind of sink into this space, and I don't mean sink like go under. I mean like synchronize.
Some people do.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. Yeah. Some rise, some fall.
That's part of it. Yeah. It's like, yeah, there's people in it for different reasons.
Yeah. That's a good thing to be aware of and to remind yourself of, because just because you're in the same place doesn't mean you got there the same way.
No, and I mean, a part of the story where it got so big in the 80s and early 90s, I mean, it's just insane. There was 100,000 people outside of every gig. That's just a city.
Yeah.
That's moving.
Dude,
so, you know.
It was wild. Like my first show was in 89, and like I immediately split and went on tour. I was like, oh, I'm never leaving.
Wow.
And I can remember, like, because I got in just at the very tail end of the like Touch of Grey explosion time,
right? And
the scene getting darker and weirder, and like I got to see that. I saw it real bright, and I saw it real dark, and it's a trip. It's a trip. You're absolutely right, and it's something that's like we don't talk about it very much. Like, people are in it for different reasons. And we, like Mel said, we all got here our own way. And, you know,
yeah. Well, it sounds like, from what I've read, it was like that from the beginning too. Right. It was like, you know, it was a great place for drug dealers to hang out, which can get dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know, some things never change.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Well, your customers are lining up, literally lining up, and they're happy about it. They're happy to pay. They're seeking you out, you know? Think about if somebody was after your record like that, you know? Like lining up and like, stoked. Hey, like that's, yeah.
Well, maybe I should tape a dime bag of Coke to the back.
Great marketing.
You'll definitely get repeat customers for sure.
I saw
I'd be like, that guy bought 10 of my albums.
I saw somebody get busted for that shit.
What?
For exactly what he's talking about.
Really?
This I forget if it was like a real estate agent or something like that, and they were taping little dime bags of blow on the back of their business cards, giving them out to people.
What?
Yeah. I can't remember what they did for a living. But they ended up going to prison.
Is that Charlie Sheen?
Yeah. Oh no, it was No Simple Road stickers. Shit.
Oh, it was me. Shit.
Wow.
So I'm curious too. You got the new record. You're getting ready to start a tour with your band, and we just this weekend we didn't know when we were going to get a chance to see Sam and you guys again, but we got invited to go to
Tahoe,
the Winter Wondergrass in Tahoe in 2 weeks, but it looks like you're not going to be in the lineup for that one. You're
not for that one. So like I said, you're catching me right at this pivot point of the but Hollywood will be there.
Dope.
Yeah.
I can't speak exactly to who's on that lineup, but I'm pretty sure Dominic Leslie will be there, who's a phenomenal mandolin player, tours with Molly Tuttle.
Oh wow.
The band will be killer for sure. I mean, it's funny because like I'm in the band, but now I'm like really excited to hear the band.
Yeah, you get to be a
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, I'm already everybody that's coming in are just incredible, you know, and like, and some of them have already been involved with this. Like Dominic's done tours with us, or we've done stuff with a fifth member quite a bit actually, and the fifth wheel, I guess you could say, has rotated. Everybody from Dominic to Alex Hargraves, who plays fiddle with Billy Strings. Yeah, a lot of different.
When we saw you,
who was the cat that was
Nathaniel that joined you
Nathaniel
here?
Smith. Yep, Nat. He's going to be on a bunch of new gigs, or a bunch of Sam Grisman Project gigs this year. Some of which I'm on, and some of which I'm not. And so, yeah, that you guys are going down to that Tahoe though.
Yes,
we got invited to guest MC. So
oh, great.
We're going for it, man.
So
That's
I wonder,
been a
the
dream.
other one.
I wonder
in Colorado.
what do you do maybe different or not to gear up for your own tour?
Well, this is a new thing for me. I've done so before we started the SGP. Sam was actually managing me.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Solo career, and at that time I was doing solo opening. So I did a couple tours with Sarah Jarosz, and a couple with Oliver Wood from the Wood Brothers.
Oh wow.
And that was like I go out and play 45 minutes solo piano and just play my songs. But this is my first headlining tour. So what we do gearing up for it, first of all, is reckon with the reality of promotion and trying to sell tickets.
Yes.
So the dates are on my website, Ric Robertson. Check them out and get your tickets in advance.
Yes.
But I'm just over the moon about it. The band is incredible that's coming out with me, and yeah, what's going to be different is I'll just be doing all the songs from my records, and then spontaneous other songs too. And
sure.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see how.
When's it start?
It starts April 4th, I believe, in Buffalo. So we're playing Buffalo, New York, Ithaca. These are all semi-close to where I live. Me and the other guys in the SGP, Aaron Lipp and Chris English, all live up here around the Finger Lakes. So Buffalo, Ithaca, Geneseo, New York, Syracuse, and then Washington, D.C., Brooklyn, the Stone Church in, what's that, Brattleboro, Vermont.
Cool.
And yeah, the dates are all
it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to you can come out west.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. We're doing one more tour we're about to announce in the Southeast in May. And then the whole summer I'll be with the SGP. So, and then back starting in the fall, we'll have some more stuff going on. And it probably will also be me getting back into doing opening stuff sometimes or just solo tours, which is also really fun. It's a totally different experience, but I do really enjoy playing solo, especially when I can be on a real piano, which is
not a keyboard.
Yeah, I love my keyboard too, but playing rooms with real grand pianos, there's just nothing like it.
Wow.
And we've been lucky in the SGP to actually be able to do that quite a bit. In these acoustic shows, when we have somewhere that has a piano, we use it. We incorporate that into the condenser microphone thing.
I think it's so cool that you guys sometimes will do the 2-set thing, and one set will be acoustic and one set will be electric. Like,
love that.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
You know what I said to you at the beginning of the show about like the heart of the thing being with you guys. That's not just me saying that. We got a buddy that went to the final Dead and Company shows in San Francisco, and afterwards, I guess you guys were playing at the Great American Music Hall. Yeah,
we did a couple nights there with.
And he called me the next day and said the same thing. He was like, "Jesus Christ, have you seen these guys? Like, whatever that is right there, man. Like, this is where it's at." So it's not just us, Rick. You guys, you got something special, man. And I'm excited to see where the solo stuff takes you. We'll make sure to get this out
Absolutely.
along.
We'll
along
do our
the
part with
beginning
the
of tour
promo.
so that we can help push it a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me and asking me to come on the show. This has been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're awesome.
Well-
like you should know that. Like sometimes when you're creating, like you said, like writing in your solo space or performing with your band, you don't always get to hear or see that people like, I mean, of course the applause and stuff, but like
The
literal
personal.
words, the personal, like you do make a difference, and your writing is super profound and fun. I'm a writer and I love that. I love to read other people and hear other people's stuff. So I just thank you from me and us for your craft and your diligence in doing your life. It's dope,
And I'll just be honest, I just wanted to do this so that we could meet, so we could be friends and kick it. So it's like, that's where I'm coming from. I was like, I want to meet the guy and hang out sometime. So.
Very happy to call y'all friends now. So
Right on.
And last thing, just to add to that too, we wanted to have you all from Sam Grisman Project before we saw you. Once we saw you live, it was like, we're getting them all. You're the third member on.
Yeah, tell
we
Aaron
had
we're coming
Sam,
for
we
him.
had Craig, and now we just got to catch up with Aaron, and
Yeah,
then
you gotta
and then
find
all the
Aaron.
others, the rotating cast that's going to come into this, and they're
yes,
just
yes.
thank you again, like Mel said, thank you just for sharing yourself, man.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
Super dope, brother.
So much love, gratitude to y'all. Thank you.
You too, man. You enjoy
Right
the
on,
rest of your
man.
day, Rick. We'll let you know. I'll let you know when it's coming out, man.
Kick ass on that tour.
Okay. All right. Take care, guys.
All right, brother.
Right on,
Later,
man.
That's the real deal.
That's the real deal.
Yep.
Sweet, you can feel it coming
Mhm.
from him. What a special human being.
Mhm.
You know,
Do you know how this is going to be
Uh-oh.
sound strange
here
and
we
weird?
go.
But you know how like Paul Rudd is like a great actor in anything that he does? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's how he is. Like whatever he's doing, he's really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like another banger up, and I love you, man. Dope one, like freaking this. Like I just think that he's dope.
There's
He's a
some
good-
people that have
It,
yeah.
it's true.
The it.
And
Yeah.
one of the it things he had, he to me, and I think you guys too, he's very calming to my soul, my ears,
Oh, that's I wanted to ask.
like everything about him. And now talking to, because it comes through in his vocals, his appearance, everything,
Mhm.
and it just follows through. He's being himself.
Yeah,
And I wanted to ask, I forgot, who do we get to give a shout out to for those freaking overalls you
Overalls,
were
yeah.
wearing here?
The patchwork overalls. Yeah, those are dope.
Oh God, I want a pair like that.
I wanted to. I forgot to ask. For all of you that are listening to the show, if you haven't like visually seen the Sam Grisman Project play, go to YouTube and watch Rick do, I don't know, Mission in the Rain is a good one. There's singers that you watch play and sing and they're doing the thing and it's great. And then there's players that you see that embody the spirit of the song that they're playing. And you can see Rick like emote the character and emotion of the song that he's singing in a really
He becomes
real
the thing.
kind of a way.
Tangible.
It's like the thing is in him and it's like it's got to come out or you're going to blow up.
I remember when we were at the show where we were saying that to each other. It was like a time machine. It felt like we went back in time and Rick's character, all of them.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It
around
seemed,
the
it
condenser mic
seemed
like
that they were, it seemed that they were like from the 40s or 50, like they just walked down out of the Ozarks or something and came to town to play a gig. And then we're heading back up to the farm, and it just had
space.
a feeling that,
Now after 3 out of the 4, not including the rotating cast, you can really feel the energy of what the Sam Grisman Project is about. Like,
I can't wait for you to see
such like raw and like specific talent.
Yep.
Like really, just even him talking about his creative process and, you know, his spiritual practice, we'll say, you can feel that. You can feel that's what it is. Like, of course, if you strip everything down, it's a job, right? To get paid. But that's not what this is.
No.
That's not what this is at all.
That's playing for your life.
Yes, exactly.
And I can see too, it makes sense why Sam is always smiling the most genuine smile you've ever seen.
Yeah.
He is like always the just
stoked for
smiling when he's
himself and his
playing,
friends, yeah.
singing, like yes, we're doing this.
That's how we should be doing this. Yes.
We do.
Yeah. We're pretty smiley.
We are pretty smiley.
Let's see Rick's picture. I'm curious how I saw like the
Yeah,
beginning of
Mel
it.
drew a dope portrait.
Hell yeah.
All right. He's got a halo. Mel drew him as an angel.
Yeah, I did give him an angel halo. I decided it.
Well done. Well, everybody, what did we learn? We learned don't be the oven.
Don't be the oven.
What else?
We all hear voices on some level.
And
You just got to figure out
what you're going to do about it.
Yeah, what you take away from those conversations in your head.
The Grateful Dead is a mystery that continues to unfold.
And it always blows my mind when somebody has done something for their whole life. He's been a musician for his entire life. As a kid, as a teen, as a 20s and into his 30s. That's incredible to me that you're always the thing you were supposed to be. You didn't have to find it.
No.
You are.
It was you.
Yeah, it's you.
That's one thing he said too that I love that he equated to like the like I know I like this, but I don't get it yet. Like being patient.
Yeah.
I feel like
with
that.
life and with yourself and things. Like don't force things like that. It's
or try to
like
pretend.
Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this, or I'm gonna keep listening to this because I feel something here, and then you're gonna get it.
I feel
And
like
it's gonna
that
be
about
amazing.
opera.
Well, there's something, just real quick, there's like a huge component that we didn't mention yet about his patience in the creative process and like expecting something to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. And I know it hasn't, but I'm still doing the
like
due
you said,
diligence.
6 days in, you're starting to be like, what the fuck am I doing?
He could be 4 days in and like, fuck the 6th day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're diligent to the craft, and that ties into the spiritual practice and the reward. Like when you sit down, you know, I know meditation now is kind of a word that's like not even a big deal anymore because it's like, oh, meditate. But when you really start the meditation, like going down that path, and you struggle with yourself of like, it's boring to listen to myself breathe or whatever, it's annoying and it can be boring and you're like, I'm over it. But the payoff is the deeper you get. It's like what he was saying. So there's this element of patience in his craft that I think goes to what you were saying about calmness. Like somebody who's rushing can't have that demeanor. You don't get that through fast, hasty kind of actions. You are like steadfast and you get the result. It may take a while. That brisket may take a while,
and you may have to have a failure or two before you can burn.
You kind of almost are prone to failure. If you're going to start something, a souffle, your first souffle may not be and even like you've done 10 souffles, that 11th one may freaking not.
Keep on taking away from that failure and learn.
Yeah.
And then when you get it.
So that's why I was like saying like, thank you for like being diligent. Cause I feel like people artists that make their life, their like art, their life, they're doing everybody a service by showing them that it's possible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Living by
like,
example. Yeah,
like
totally.
I'm doing it. It's possible. Hell no, it's not easy. I need help with promotion. I don't know what to, you know what I mean? I don't know what to do with this, that, and the other, but I'm still doing it.
Well, think about this. Like that voice in our head that says like, my art's not that good, or nobody cares, or it's not going to do anything, or whatever. Think about how many people that we've spoken to recently have mentioned the Ric Rubin book, right?
Oh yeah, because he's amazing.
And then think about Ric Rubin sitting down to write the book. Okay, He's just doing that in service to himself. Like he's making the art for him and putting his thing out into the world. If you could like somehow on a graph see the ripples that have happened because of that book coming out, one person's
his
art
patience
for themselves has created this tidal wave of other art over and over and over again, infinitely. And then that's going to happen from those people. And it's crazy.
It kind of reminds me of, or it reminds me of your dad and how prolific he was with his writing.
Okay.
He was always writing. I'm talking about every time we went to his house, he was writing.
Oh, yeah.
The only times he wasn't writing was when we were at dinner or lunch, or maybe he was at our house.
Mm-hmm.
Every other time I saw him in his own space, he was writing or pulling up something, or he was about it. He was it. Your dad was a writer. He wasn't.
He wasn't fucking around. Yeah.
But there's like nothing else that he could have been. Like, I can't call him anything else.
You
Like,
couldn't see him going to work at Trader Joe's.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even like him getting a job. It's like, he's that. You can't not be that. You can't not be that.
You try something else, but
yeah,
you're gonna
a
Mazda
Mazda is not a Honda.
Think about
it's
this.
just not.
Think about if the world that we live in right now, if everybody had the opportunity to be what they are.
Or the guts. The fucking guts. It takes really a lot of guts to say that, first of all, to affirm who you truly are. Like, I'm a writer. I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I
still struggle with saying I'm an artist.
That's what I'm saying is, so the first of all is the guts to affirm it. Then when you actually start to put the affirmation in practice and in action, that ripple effect, again, like I said, it's affecting everybody. So now like your kids are like, oh yeah, my dad's an artist. My mom's an artist. That affirmation continues like down the line, and it like underscores your identity because you decided it. Do you know what I mean? Like you said it. So like now it's like in that mark in the sand. I just think it's dope when people such as our beautiful Ric Robertson can be who he is his whole entire life. I just think it's magnificent.
It's really cool to be where we are right now and to get to experience something that I've loved for so long, feel and look brand new again.
Yeah.
Through the way that they're doing what they do.
Music,
like, it's like, I know the music, I know those songs, but I've never heard them this way.
Yeah.
And it's new, old. It's old, new. I don't even know how to say it. It's a thing that I can't even.
That's kind
say.
of the way. Yeah, it's in there.
New old. Because, you know, like for me, I wasn't part of that whole, you know, Grateful Dead, you know, scene, you know, way after, but now like understanding it a little bit more and having some kind of history with it and listening to their music, it's completely new to me.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But I have a history, so I know the lyrics and the sounds.
I know Aaron can't wait. I can't wait to experience Sam Grisman Project again with you. It's going to be something special. It's always going to be something special, but being together and up there at Winter Wondergrass is
definitely going to be a cool experience.
If I'm correct, let's see. Yeah. So we're going to have this come out on the 5th. We'll be at Winter Wondergrass right now.
Oh, really?
When this comes out. Yeah. Isn't that right? On the 5th? Yeah. Friday, the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. No Simple Road got asked to guest MC at Winter Wondergrass, and we're going there to do that.
We spoke very loudly on the intro to our conversation with Scotty Stoughton. And Scotty, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, during the conversation, you invited us and everything, but like after that was the literal invitation through text. And We'll never forget that.
No,
I don't
man.
care how many festivals we do after, but I'm so looking forward to this. I feel energized.
Yeah, it did me too.
Like there's something stirring in me that I can't wait to share and experience.
Yep, it did the
And
same
I don't
thing
know
for
what
me.
it
I
is.
don't either.
But I know it's something good.
Mhm.
I know it's like like when you know you're gonna have sex or something, it's gonna be good. It's like, yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I know it's gonna be good. And it feels like that. It feels that exciting, like something is stirring, something energetically and creatively, and I don't know, like
Mojo rising.
universally.
Who knows? I don't want to know. I want to know when I get there.
I don't want to know
Yep.
nothing. I'm happy to just coast into
we say,
it
you just gotta
beautifully.
stay in that moment. Stay in the moment you're in.
So-
and it will happen.
Yes.
If you're listening to this on Friday and you're up around the Tahoe area, come hang out with us this weekend at Winter Wondergrass Tahoe. We're going to be there, and Sam Grisman Project and Andy Frasco and the UN and the infamous String Dusters and
Sierra Farrell, Digging Dirt.
yeah,
There's
a lot of amazing music
Lindsay
and
Lou.
the community of folks that we've been talking about right now. So that's
Kitchen Dwellers.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Paul
Oh my
Cawthon.
God, Cocaine Country Dance.
Lil Smokies. Devil Makes 3. I'm really excited about that.
Well,
Anyway.
it's on. So
Yeah.
It's on.
we will be back on Monday with another edition of the No Simple Road Weekly Rewind, the hardest titled podcast name to say on the planet. And until then, take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. Hydrate. And you know what? The seasons is the word I'm looking for. The seasons are changing. So you should go through your closet and get rid of all that shit that you just keep because
For no
it
good
hangs
reason.
on a hanger and you're like lazy to lift your arm to take it off and throw it away or go give it to Goodwill or whatever. Go through and do a little spring cleaning on your wardrobe. Make some space in your life.
You know
It'll
what's
make your head
awesome?
feel good.
Donate it to the Veterans of America. That is one of my favorite things to do is they come to your house, pick up furniture, miscellaneous stuff, clothes. Who better to give stuff to than our veterans?
There it is. All right. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Like twist and turn, the mission turn, and it's a journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Felony just been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freitz from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.